Hey YouTube, this is the Art of Prepping. Just doing a little follow-up video that we did yesterday on it being wise to increase your vocabulary. Man, these bugs are really loud tonight. Can you hear them? Man. So it's important as a prepper and in emergency situations to have precise language. I came to the conclusion in the video that if you can add 10 to 20 new words a week to your vocabulary, and just, maybe it's a random thing. Maybe you just start at the beginning of a dictionary and work through. But over a matter of years, you're going to have a much more expansive and capable, ability to express yourself and to be precise, as we just said. So that's all great. But what's interesting is that dictionaries are not all made the same. I have a comprehensive desk dictionary. It's what it's called. It is a bit old. It's a 1976. I have some newer ones, but they don't even have as many words. Now, in that 1976 dictionary has a little over 80,000 words, and some of my other dictionaries only have around 50,000 words. And I know I've had some friends that have had even smaller dictionaries. They're like the pocket size, and they're lucky even to have 20,000 words. So I started thinking, I was like, well, how many words are there? So I looked it up, and it's 1,025,110 roughly is kind of the best estimate. According to Google's search engine and some, I think, linguistics and whoever researches that kind of thing. And super cool. I have to say, that's a lot more than I thought. I thought maybe it'd be somewhere roughly between 200,000 and 400,000, just as a wild guess. Just because you would think that your dictionary would probably not have every word, but you would think it would be close. And so I don't know what kind of other dictionaries are out there that really would get close to that. I believe, depending on where you look, it said between 45 to 50,000 of those words, of the over 1 million words that are in the English language, are not really in use. They're kind of archaic, and they just kind of have been removed because they're just not modern, and they're just basically outdated. So I just thought I'd make this little video that I don't know what kind of dictionary you have. Of course, if you go online, you can pretty much find any word you want in this language or other languages, so you're not going to have a problem there. But in terms of actually a reference dictionary, I'd be kind of, a little bit discerning and a little picky, just because there's so many different kinds. And I think it's important, though, to get maybe a more expansive version that's modern, so it's up to date and includes a lot of words that we have now. Maybe instead of the one that I have, possibly, that is not only outdated, but some of the words actually mean things that aren't really what they mean today. So that's what's really interesting, is as time goes on, the words change in meaning and in usage, and some of them fall out of favor and new words get created. And I think this is all helpful for preppers, because as time goes on, if we don't keep up with our language and pass it on to the next generation and help that be reinforced as a real tool for communication, a tool to really say what you mean and not just hope that someone can guess what's on your mind. A lot of people just expect you to be mind readers, and I actually know people like that. They get frustrated and mad at you because they're not able to communicate to you in a precise manner what they're trying to say. And since they can't communicate that, there's a lot of barriers that get made. And so you don't want to be like that, and you don't want to be in that kind of situation with others you know or don't know in particular, when you're trying to communicate something very specific and you don't have the words to describe it or to convey it. So just remember, there's over 1 million English words, and while the average person, including myself, will probably never even get maybe even half of them learned, it's just the whole point, though, that the closer we can get to understanding and knowing all those, the better. I would even venture to say that probably the average adult, just from what I've seen and read and know in my life, probably know between only, maybe at the most on the upper end, 40 to 60,000 words, maybe, for the average intelligent, educated person in the United States. Some people might know a little more, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people knew a lot less of words. But I just have to say, though, that I think that a lot of these words, especially the very specific, very exotic words that probably make up some of that million plus English words may not be so usable sometimes, because if other people don't even know what that word is, then you use it, then yes, you're being precise and very clear and direct, but if other people don't know what that word is, then maybe it's not going to be helpful. So there kind of has to be some cutoff. The words that you use and study, you might want to make sure that they're actually used in your circle of friends and your community and in your part of the country. Because believe it or not, when I've traveled the country over my life, I've seen that there are certain people in certain regions of the United States, for example, use a lot of different words that other people don't, and vice versa. And so even maybe how they say it, the inflection on the words, I've seen that before too. The same word can be pronounced in different ways. And so these are all things that make it more complicated, but it is very interesting how language is such a big part of our life, but how so very few have even a grasp on the bigger picture of our own language. They don't even have the majority of the language mastered. Or they're not even aware of the majority of the words that make up their own communication. And I find that kind of fascinating. But when you think about it, when there's over 1 million words, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why we don't know them. Maybe it's just because a lot of those words are just bigger words, more complicated words for other smaller, simpler terms. And so there could be a reason behind it. I mean, I don't believe that you need 1 million words to get through your daily life. I believe that you could probably go through life, if you really had to, with just a few thousand words. But yes, you wouldn't be able to probably convey really how you feel and what you need and how to go about with specific types of communication as you would if you had tens of thousands of words. So anyways, I'm going to stop my rambling here. It's getting kind of dark. I just wanted to convey that to you. And hey, thanks a lot for all the support. All these comments are very much welcomed. I really appreciate it a lot. And hitting the like button helps me be found with a lot of new people. I get messages all the time. Hey, I just was surfing around on the web and I found your channel. And the reason that they found it because it came up on the search results. And it wouldn't be possible if people didn't hit the like button and subscribe and leave messages, which helps boost the actual rating from my videos so they can be found in search results. As always, thanks a lot. If you have any ideas for future videos, I'll entertain those in the comment section below. And if you have any other ideas about systems that you use to add more, words, vocabulary, or anything to do with communication in your life and in your family's life, feel free to share that as well. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you real soon.